Hello and welcome to Life in Architecture. I'm your host, Daniel, and today I cannot tell you the name of this forest preserve because I don't know it. I was about to look it up, but I just completely forgot. I was so caught up with the beauty here, and I did want to make it a point to get an angle of this stream back here. It's pretty nice. It's still right now, but it hasn't rained here in Chicagoland for a couple weeks. Or actually it did rain. I don't understand why things are so dry. But yeah, wanted to make this quick video as a part 2, right? And this is a series about how somebody that with a modest income, okay credit profile, 40-50K salary can purchase their first real estate deal, right? And that's really the goal. This what you want to get to, because you want to get to a place where you're replacing your rent, because the rent, you pay this every month, right? And time flies, right? And then 5 years later, 10 years later, you're like, I spent 100K and I have nothing to show for it except having lived somewhere. But basically, you kind of made your landlord a bunch of money, and your landlord's already making money off of other ways, and which I'll get to too. And other personalities talk about this, so I don't really feel like I need to beleaguer the point about the different ways you can make that once you own a property, you just stack the gains. There's tax advantages, there's appreciation, there's principal paid out, like so many different ways that you're growing your wealth, right? Number one, primary, what you need to be concerned with is you're going to be replacing your rent, right? So instead of making the landlord a bunch of money paying his or her mortgage off, you want to start paying into your future, right? And because this is what this is. This is a beginning of generational wealth. So, step 2, right? Step 2. We talked about getting a realtor, right? So right now, you should have an idea who you're going to use, right, for a realtor. And, hopefully that person has a lot of experience, and hopefully that person is pretty personable. And this is also very important of your realtor. Hopefully they have their own place. Extra benefits if they invest in real estate. If they invest in real estate, they have several properties. It's probably the guy you want to go to. But most likely, if you have somebody like that, like me, they're going to be so busy. I'm not a realtor, but I'm incredibly busy. But that's why I make videos here, because I do have time now and I want to help y'all. So let's not get too crazy off the tangent. You have your realtor. What you want to do is take in what they say, ask them a bunch of questions, all the questions that you have, most of the questions you have, 99% of the questions, your realtor is going to be able to answer. However, and sorry if this is kind of insulting to your intelligence, but I'm just going to say it because sometimes I need points hammered in multiple times for me. Everything you ask them that you're not sure about, you want to go on Google and search it. Because at this point, Google is like incredibly powerful, and they're very specific. Because you can narrow it down. You can ask Google and the AI super specific things about your situation, about your city, about your county, things like that, and it'll give you very specific answers. So use those AI tools on Google, or just a basic Google search, right? But you want to get multiple streams of advice, basically. And for the most part, you're gonna be on track, right? And then so here's another key. Huge key. I cannot stress this enough. This is the number one thing when you're looking for real estate at any point, but especially your first deal. You want to look for a property. I call it a grandma wedge. You want to look for a property no older than built in the 60s, 70s, that cosmetically is just looks old, but everything else it's very clean. It's not moldy, it's clean. It's move-in ready, but it just looks like super outdated. I'm talking about the 80s cabinets. I'm talking about these wacky 70s, neon green colors, yellow, pink on the wall. But you want something that looks clean and that there was pride of ownership. So important, guys. So important. Pride of ownership, right? Because that is going to tell you any issues that came up, the person selling that house has taken care of because they have pride of ownership. So I can, I'm for sure I'll find a way to upload some photos here, maybe not edit, but at some point, just examples, right? So you guys can get an idea. But if you've seen properties, you know that these are out there. These are out there, folks. And the crazy thing, the incredible thing, is these kinds of properties go for $50,000 to $100,000 less than properties that are fixed up. So guess what? You go in there, let's say you are not a handyman at all. You go in there, and I'll walk you through the process of getting contractors too. That might be like part 4 or 5. You go in there, you get a couple contractor quotes. Once you own the place, you get 3 or 4 contractors to walk it through and say, hey, what would it cost to paint this, to get these kinds of finishes? Give me some ideas. Do you have, some ideas of previous work that you've done so I can get some ideas? And they're going to give you a bill that's no more than 20K. Shouldn't be 20K. 20, 30K at the most, right? Most, if you're like really putting in some high quality finishes. And guess what? With that 20,000, you're basically going to have yourself a property that has appreciated another $60,000 to $100,000. And again, this stuff varies. So it varies in the area that you're at, but it's very consistent. And I see them out there. I see them out there because I track the market every day. And I do have to stop for a disclaimer. This isn't professional advice, right? I'm just a guy that loves architecture, that loves nature on YouTube, that has had some success in real estate, right? I have a couple properties that I purchased successfully, and I've been able to build wealth. Not professional advice, definitely refer to your pros, your real estate agents, if you have attorneys. But, so these are the steps you want to do, right? So you want to look for that Grammy special, right? Or grandpa, we don't discriminate. And you want to put an offer on it. And chances are there's not going to be a ton of competitive offers. So, big thing, another huge key when you're putting in an offer for these places, don't let your agent scare you and tell you that there may be multiple offers. Or maybe it is the truth. Maybe there's multiple offers, but I guarantee you they're not going to be over asking. They're going to be a couple percent at 1%, 2%, 3% under asking, right? So do not feel like you have to pay, 5% over listing, stuff like that. Good rule of thumb, offer asking price on these Grammy specials, and you're going to be on your way. For sure, get your inspections. This happens after, right? So we're going to cover that probably in the 3rd video. Get your inspections, make sure everything's good to go. But other than that, you're well on your way. This right here, guys, like I hope you guys can internalize this. And somebody that's out there looking to purchase something soon, I hope you understand the amount of gold that I just gave you in the last 5 minutes. And if you need to rewind back, feel free. But other than that, that's it for part 2. Can't really think of much more for that stage. Like and subscribe if you do like this kind of content. If you're a fan of architecture, nature, or real estate investing, and also, another quick plug. I'll also leave again in the comments here is go check out. If you want to know a little bit more about my backstory, Professor Baker, fake professor, he did a interview with yours truly, and go check it out. fake professor. Link below. Other than that, from the western suburbs and this very slow creek. Bye, y'all. Stay nice.